Hey guys, welcome to EduHubSpot PMP Mindset video series. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about is change request. How change request is managed on predictive projects and how change request is managed in agile projects. Before I go into detail, the first thing you really need to know is how to download or how to get this mindset tool, which I'm going to show it to you right now. But I will be explaining that tool, how to get that for free of cost at the later part of the video. But let's first talk about the concept first, which is much more important. So once you have this tool, make sure you enable the macros. How to enable the macros, you can go from how to section. There's a video on the how to section, how to enable the macros. You can look at from here, but you know what, let's go on the concept. So first is change request. Let's click on change request. So on a traditional project, a plan should always be followed and no changes should be made without an approved change request. Changes in scope should be assessed in terms of how they will affect all other parts of the project, which includes the schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder engagement. So basically on the traditional projects, you need to follow a proper change control process. If a change is requested, the first step you will probably do is you will go to the CCB, change control board. You will do the impact analysis of that particular change as respect to the triple constraint triangle, which is scope, cost, schedule. And you would also take into consideration other factors like what is the impact of this change on quality, on communication. Once everything is done, you either approve it or you reject the change, and you communicate the stakeholders accordingly. You update the change log. So it's a long and a tedious process in predictive side on how a change request is managed. On the agile side, it's totally different. Agile embraces change. So let's read it. Agile methods aim to adapt to change and deliver the desired outcomes as quickly as possible. Change management is often appreciated due to the iterative nature of Agile. Exactly. So in Agile, changes are very common. And in fact, Agile this entire methodology was developed to make sure that the team can work on changes as frequently as possible. Okay, in traditional, the change was very expensive. In Agile, it's not that expensive. So if there is a change in Agile project, you will discuss this with the product owner, and the product owner will reprioritize the user stories. And once the product owner reprioritize the user stories, they will determine whether this new change request should be implemented in the next sprint or it could be done in the later sprints also. So the product owner takes that decision. Okay, so see how a change request is handled in Agile, which is much more simpler as compared to traditional projects where changes are not that appreciated, if you ask me. Okay, let's do a quick question on that. Nick is a project manager who is working on an integration project. The customer is confused about one of the project requirements and they have submitted a change request. What does this mean for Nick? Now clearly, if you read the question, I could feel that this question is on the predictive side because there is no agile keywords are used like product backlog or user stories or scrum master or sprint review, things like that. They're talking about requirements. In agile side, it's not really requirements, it's more user stories, which is at a much more detailed level, if you ask me. And they have submitted a change request in this case, So it looks like it's a predictive project. So let's see. A, the project charter is finished, but the work cannot be started because Nick needs to update the scope baseline. The scope baseline would only be updated once the change is approved. But the question states that they have submitted a change request. So it doesn't look like that change has been approved yet. So you don't really need to update the scope baseline until the change is approved. So A option doesn't look correct. Double click on this and it will show you that it's a wrong answer. Let's go on option B. Nick cannot implement the change until it's approved. Exactly, that's what I was actually talking about. So B looks like the correct answer, but before I double click on this, let me read option C and D. Nick can implement the change After implementation, Nick has to make sure that he's showing a demo to the customer. That's also incorrect. It says Nick can implement the change. How can Nick implement the change until unless the change is approved? Question doesn't state that the change is approved. So C is also out. You can see that. Double click on that and you will see it's a wrong answer. Let's see option D. This shows there is a defect in the deliverable that must be repaired immediately. So, how a defect is created? A defect is created when the product has been launched to the market. So I don't think so. We can figure it out that the product is already launched. So there's no definition of defect, or there is no statements which are depicting that there is a defect. So D also looks like an incorrect choice. So the correct choice is option B, which is the correct answer. In order to see the correct answer, you can click here to see the answer explanation. You can see the answer, the textual description. If you want to watch the video where I'm explaining why this option is better, I just did it in this video also, but you have a video explanation. You can click on that and it will take you to a video where you can watch this video again. Then I have another question, which is question number 2. I'm not going to do this question for you. I want you guys to practice it. And how you can practice is by downloading this tool from the EduHubSpot website. You can get it for free of cost. So first step is go back to the home page. How to get this tool for free of cost? Just go on my website www.eduhubspot.com. When you go on my website, you will see 2 options over there. Either bottom right hand side, you will see an option of chat. Click on that chat option, talk to one of my team member, or you request a demo. Book a demo, and you will directly, based on the timeline, you can connect directly with one of my team member, and they're gonna set up a 30-minute Zoom call with you. Now, what is the purpose of this Zoom call? They're gonna explain you how to use this tool. They're gonna understand your background, what you are doing, how you are doing in your studies, and they will give you some pointers. After the end of the call, of that Zoom call, they're gonna email this mindset tool for you free of cost. If you are my student or if you are not my student, you will, irrespective of that, you will get this tool free of cost. Only thing I ask from you is go on my website and talk to them. Give us those 30 minutes, because ultimately I want to make sure that I'm impacting your life, not just by helping you pass the PMP exam, but touching your hearts. That's my end goal. And please don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel, because I'm gonna explain this entire 15 concepts, everything. Like before the real PMP, you have to watch these 15 sections, wear your PMI hat in order to pass this exam successfully. And don't forget to send me an email when you pass this exam, because these emails help me a lot. It motivates me a lot to make something as beautiful like PMI Mindset tool, which I did. Hey guys, I hope you liked my video on the change request, basically where I was talking about the predictive side and the agile projects. But my next video would be about scope in the mindset series. So click on that video to watch that. On one side, on the other side, watch my favorite video. Once again, go to my website eduhubspot.com to download the mindset tool now.